Diddly ho, neighborinos.
Hi, you guys. Aaron and Aretha. Mingle with the Kringles.
We're back. At least with this version of us being back.
With this version of us being back. Truth. We're back for another episode of Homarge. Today we are bringing you guys Season 8, Episode 12 of The Simpsons. And, of course, a beer.
Episode is Skinner's Sense of Snow.
Which I think is a funny title.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, sense of smell, sense of whatever. They just making a play on words.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a pretty significant sense of snow.
Snow and kids behaving badly.
But first, let's dive into our brew choice today. I have Firestone Mind Haze Watermelon Rage Turbo Radler. We'll see how this goes. I'm not much of a hazy IPA person, but I'm going to give it a whirl.
So I went the watermelon route.
Yeah, and I get that, and I appreciate it.
And I got the big Hazy Wolf Hazy Double IPA from the Golden Road Brewing Company out of Los Angeles, California, and or Houston, Texas.
So they have a brewery in both places.
Mm-hmm. Your beverage is from Paso Robles, California.
Good old Cali.
By San Luis Obispo.
Yeah. Mine's 8%.
9%.
Aaron's is 9%. I like your artwork better this week.
Yeah.
Your wolf. Mine doesn't have much.
It's kind of watermeloning.
It's kind of watermeloning. But I'm a huge fan of the artwork that comes on beer cans. Like, sometimes I'll literally, not always, but I'll pick out a can just because I like the artwork.
I mean, that's a pretty cool wolf. I think when he's done, with his beer can photo shoot, he goes out to the club and hangs with Fitty.
And hangs with Fitty. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
To alcohol, cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
I see it here. Kiss. Cheers. Oh. Well, that's not too bad.
Good. Now this is good.
Yeah?
I feel like the cool wolf in Sunny's.
You know what's weird? Is this is kind of giving me the pickle lager at the end, like when you're done with your drink. I mean, it tastes like watermelon when you're drinking it, but then at the end it kind of is giving me that
pickle vibe?
Pickle.
I like pickles. I'm not a fan of that pickle beverage.
Well, I love pickles, and I wasn't even able to finish that whole can. I was like, okay.
Well, I finished it, but I don't know that I enjoyed it.
I made him finish it. I didn't make him. No. For all you people that are going to come at me like, she's controlling! She made him drink a beer! I'm like, okay, let's calm down, folks.
No, not controlling, and I wish you'd make me drink a beer sometimes.
Anyways, this is pretty good, you guys.
Anyway, me and the wolf are going out with Fitty after this.
Yeah.
Going to the club. That's where you'll find us.
Yeah, 50 Cent, man. He just sponsored that Netflix, that was kind of rough to get through. That Netflix documentary on...
I forgot, what was it even?
P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah, the P. Diddy doc.
Damn! That was a little bit rough to get through, I'll be honest.
It wasn't rough for me to get through. I mean, it just kept, like, dropping my jaw that P. Diddy is such a piece of garbage.
Well, okay.
And has been forever.
So, like I told Aaron, and everybody's going to have their different opinions, okay, this is how I felt about that entire documentary. It took him being spineless, pretty much like the majority of the beginning of his career, to even create like a hardness about him that he was like so wanting to have, but yet the hardness that he had was because he was being a slime ball.
Like, he was a studio gangster.
Well,
and the fact that, like, in the studio, he could talk about whatever he wanted, but he didn't really have any street cred, you know what I mean? And studio gangsters are a real thing in the rap world. He didn't even come out with his debut album, like his own album, until after Biggie died.
I just
a hype man. And
didn't like how it took all of the shitty things that he did for him to even have a backbone. And the things that helped him get any sort of, I don't even know if you'd call it a backbone, but having any sort of like oomph to him. The things that caused him to have that were all like super shitty things.
Yeah, he's not a good
yeah,
dude.
He's just not.
And now, mind you, I don't think that old 50 Cent is a fan of Diddy anyway. So it was a pretty one-sided documentary. Not that I think that there's really two sides to it, but it was pretty much... and I'm fine with it because I'm not a Diddy fan, never have been a fan of his music or him as a person. I like how they portrayed him on Chappelle's show. But...
I mean, that's terrible, though. Honestly, I know, like... Anyways, moving forward, it was just a rough watch for me to see that many things done.
Well, the stuff that he put people through is literally insane.
Yeah, so. And the people that we lost probably because of the things that he chose and whatever. Anyways, we're talking about The Simpsons today.
But before we do, rest in peace, Tupac.
And
Biggie.
And Biggie. We're bigger fans of Tupac, but yeah.
So, The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
It's still on.
Back to what we're talking about. So, it's winter, and we wanted to kind of get a couple episodes in that were more
Christmassy, wintry.
And wintry.
Month of December.
As you guys can see, we have our little tree back here, and we have our little Krusty the Clown. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Maybe I can. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Krusty the Clown. And if you saw our little video with Jameson, our great nephew visiting, he helped us put Krusty on the tree.
That he did.
Yeah, little guy. He's just one, so he was like, ah! However, a 1-year-old puts an ornament on a tree.
Whatever he says.
Yeah. So we wanted to focus on a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Or snow, winter kind of thing. This episode is pretty early on. I mean, it's season 8 in the Simpsons.
Right. And it starts, I don't know where they're driving home. Where were they driving home from? I don't know. But all the Simpsons are in the car and they're listening to the radio, and the radio is just like a newscaster giving the weather report and how there's going to be a nor'easter meeting a sou'wester, and that the weather's going to be...
Are you talking about after they went to the circus? Because the circus got ruined by the wind and stuff, and then they were talking...
That's what it was. That's how... Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That's why they were in the car.
Before that, though, let me just say that I thought that the chalkboard gag was hilarious. Science class should not end in tragedy. I mean, who's ever had a tragedy in science class? I know...
The frog.
The frog. That was rough. But science class can end in tragedy.
Things can blow up.
Things can blow up.
You could probably lose a finger. You could probably lose an eye.
So the chalkboard gag made us laugh. And also the
couch gag kind of ties in with how the episode starts, now that I think about it, because it's each member of the Simpsons family, and they all come in wearing a football uniform, and one tackles another, then the next one comes and dog piles on, and they all dog pile on top of each other, and then Maggie comes out, gets the ball, spikes it, and does...
And she does the little knee dance.
Kind of an icky
dance.
Kind of an icky shuffle, if you will.
Wait, what?
Icky Woods from the Cincinnati Bengals was the first one to do the touchdown.
Are you serious?
Dance in the end zone.
We have that with the Bengals? Like, we have the...
Icky Woods.
Icky Woods.
He was the man. I know. I still know the dance.
Were we alive when he did that? Huh? Wow. You learn something new every day.
Icky was big big news in the 80s during their Super Bowl.
So we have just
pushes.
a little side note on that. Yes, we are Bengals fans. I'm a Bengals fan because Aaron's a Bengals fan, because I've not really ever had, like, I was a Seattle Seahawks fan for the longest time, but it was only because I loved Seattle. The team that is my team and the sport that is my sport is baseball, and it's the Dodgers. And I actually have a story. Like, my grandma moved to the U.S. from Italy to Rhode Island, and so she was like a Dodgers fan, Brooklyn Dodgers, and then when she moved to LA, they moved to LA, and so it's just been like, I grew up watching the Dodgers with my grandma. I'm a diehard Dodgers fan, always have been, always will be. He is not. So we have opposite baseball teams.
I die a little inside every time she even mentions the Dodgers.
I die a little bit inside every time he mentions.
I am not an Astros fan. In fact, I dislike the Astros immensely, but I am a huge Nolan Ryan fan, this being a Nolan Ryan jersey.
He also wears hats that have like every team.
Oh, I'll wear a lot of teams' hats.
You'll become a Dodgers fan.
I will not wear a Dodgers hat. I will not wear a Patriots hat. I will never wear a 49ers hat, a Broncos hat.
I'm not a 49ers fan, and I'm
Yankees
not a
hat.
Raiders fan. I've joined the Bengals, and I know that one day you will join the Dodgers with me. Anyways, okay, so that's a little
Not a chance.
look into our.
Let's go Oakland/Sacramento/ soon to be Vegas.
No, thank you. I'm not a Giants fan. I'm not an A's fan. Dodgers. That's my team. So the couch gag is funny because they do that, and I did not know that about the Bengals. So that's cool. Icky.
And so it starts off Homer sitting on the couch, and he's watching football, and it's kind of like the halftime show or whatever, where it's got the commentators, and they're all like color commentators, so they're all just like saying kind of like random stuff, and
but one of the
hitting
commentators,
zingers, and
one of the commentators is a very famous. I mean, he's retired now.
They all are. It was like Terry Bradshaw,
Yeah,
Al
Terry
Michaels, and I'm not sure who else. But
And Terry Bradshaw is wearing this like plaid coat.
that was Al Michaels.
Oh, that was Al Michaels?
Yeah.
Are you 100% sure? Because I thought it was Terry Bradshaw. Okay. Well, and they're all like dissing on their outfits and stuff. And and that voice of the guy who came out and said, "Fine, you guys can dress yourselves from here on out." I forgot to look that up, but it sounded very familiar.
Yeah, I think it's just the way they made the voice sound, but like
He sounded like the guy on he's on a podcast now.
Will and Grace.
Yeah. He sounded like
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they're trying to make him sound that way because he was the guy that is in charge of wardrobe.
yeah. What's that podcast? I love that podcast.
Smartless.
Smartless.
Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean.
I mean, that
Sean
trio
Hayes.
is just like, they crack me up. I love that trio.
But they had the wardrobe guy come out and I think be flamboyant.
Yeah.
For
Sounding like,
yeah.
what's his name again? I always have to say
His name is Sean Hayes.
Sean Hayes. The guy that's on the podcast with Will Arnett, and that's his name?
From Will and Grace.
Yeah, from Will and Grace. So he comes out and he's like, "Fine, you guys are going to dress yourselves."
And from Chicago, the city.
Windy City. So Homer calls, is it Mo? No, Barney. He calls either Mo or Barney, and he's like, "Are you watching this?"
He calls Lenny.
Lenny. And Lenny's like, "Yeah, they just really hurt that guy's feelings."
And loved it.
Yeah, and right then Marge and the kids walk in and they're like, "Come on, homie, it's time to go to
The circus.
the Cirque
Cirque
de
Puree.
The last 3 times we've filmed, it's been so funny because we've talked about the chateau, the episode you loved.
Mm-hmm.
Last episode we said something, I can't remember, and it reminded me of chateau, and then now it's a puree.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was. But so they head to the circus, and this part of the episode, it's kind of like they were just, to me, like just grabbing shit. Like what?
Well, so I get what you're saying, but they put it in just to basically bring up the weather.
To bring up the weather. But I'm like, okay, what does... I mean, I love it. I think it's hilarious that a brain can think this stuff up. But the guy comes up, one guy comes up and he's all, enjoy the show because we're all going to die. And he disappears. And then another guy shows up in front of the Simpsons and he's like, undo this canister.
So that guy goes up to a quote-unquote random stranger in the crowd and says, I can't open my jar of...
Rainbow.
Or only somebody with a heart that is pure can open it. And he's like, or heart of... Or puree, because it's...
Or puree, because it's the Cirque de Puree. But do you see what I'm saying? How it's like kind of nonsensical.
Well, this is what Simpsons is nonsensical.
I know.
But
sometimes it's a little more so than others.
Yes, they'll do that. But it ties in the fact that...
The weather destroys the circus.
So the weather destroys the circus.
I just destroyed his commentary about that. But what I'm trying to say is that that's what you're saying as to how it ties in. How those nonsensical moments tie into the episode.
And the thing is, so it all goes into Homer's like, the guy has a jar and he says it's full of rainbows, whatever. So he tells the guy, if your heart's pure, you can open it, whatever. So the guy opens it after Homer yells, just smash the jar. The guy is able to open it, rainbows fly out, and next thing you know, he's flying around the circus because they have him on wires, and Marge is like, it's always the people on wires that get chosen. But as he's flying around the circus, like one of the panels of the circus tent blows off, and he starts blowing around the thing, and he knocks into somebody else, and the whole circus goes to hell because
in a handbasket.
Because of the weather. And the tent blows away, and then, like, I don't know their mimes or whatever they are, but...
Stop petting the darn dog that needs to be brushed. When we're drinking our beers, she's shedding right now, so she's got hair just flying everywhere, and Aaron's, like, petting her, and so he's getting hair in between his fingers, and it's, like...
Bothers her.
It's what?
Bothers you.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want to drink dog hair right now. I mean, maybe tomorrow, but today I would like to just not drink dog hair.
So there's this group, this part of the circus, and they're all wearing like green suits, like kind of like a green screen thing, and they all form in the shape of a kite.
Oh, that's right.
And the ringleader of the circus holds on to the bottom one, and they go flying off, and
then they dive into a tree straight down. The nose of the kite, literally, which is a person, just dives straight into a tree.
And so they're driving home, and the weatherman is basically saying, you know, weather is about to get crazy, this and that. And
he says it's going to be windy, and then it's going to be rainy, and then the rain is going to turn into sleet, and then the sleet is going to turn into snow.
And then the snow is going to turn into winter.
And then the snow is going to turn
into summer.
Yeah, snow is going to turn into summer. So then they're all, the kids and Marge, they're all sitting around the table listening to, it snows. So it snows.
They wake up the next morning and it has
There's snow everywhere.
And everybody's stoked because they think it's going to be a snow day.
Yeah, which we've done one episode where it was a snow day for the kids, and that was a super funny episode. Yeah. I loved that episode. But anyways, we have to let a baby in. Aaron just informed me that Precious, our little Precious baby, my mom's dog, this month has been so hard. Let me just say, before we continue, now I do apologize, you guys, for us not uploading as much, and we're going to talk about this in the beginning of our vlog that we're posting on Saturday, but this has been a very rough month for me. It's the first holiday season without my mom, and I've just been, I don't want to talk about it too much because but it's just been rough. So anyways, Aaron just informed me that Precious, because we name all of our dogs now have a spice name, and Precious is Scary Spice. Oh gosh.
Luna is Fatty Spice.
Oh honey.
She looks like she swallowed a barrel.
Our poor baby.
She's adorable. She's cute, but she's a fatty.
She's just she's our Pumbaa. She is our Pumbaa. And if we were to name her again, like if we just gotten her, I mean, she's old now, but I would name her Pumbaa. Yeah, and then Cletus is Grumpy Spice. He's getting so grumpy in his older age. And then Portia is like Wild Spice. She's a 1-year-old Doberman, and she's just wild. Back to the episode, you guys. It snowed, and
they're all sitting around the kitchen table in the morning listening to the radio, which is announcing. That's
a new word. That's so cute. Announcing.
They were
Enunciating. Maybe you were trying to mix those two things.
I said the second one on purpose, but
okay.
They're announcing what's closed in town Shelbyville school's closed, Springfield something, and
technical scientific forensic
something
school
or other is closed.
Springfield Elementary is open, and the kids are like, "Oh man, everything's closed, but Springfield Elementary."
And then Homer finds out he doesn't have to go to work,
and he's like, "Woohoo!" You know how he does.
He runs out the front door and starts making a snow angel.
I love this part.
And he gets up and he's like,
Why does this always happen? And his snow angel is in the shape of a devil with a
pitchfork. It's got horns and hooves and everything. And
oh gosh.
And so it turns out the kids have to go to school, so they're on the bus with Otto, and
the kids are flying against the bus, like he's just hauling ass, and the kids are just flinging against the sides of the bus. And
so I had Linda and or Priscilla as bus drivers. We didn't have an Otto. But we also
wouldn't that have been cool?
We also did not get snow days either because we lived in an area where it snows. Crazy to believe that they would have you go to school when it snows when you live where it snows.
Well, he lived up the hill. I lived in the town where the high school was, and so we hardly get any snow here where we live now. But we used to live up where he grew up, and there would be like 4 feet of snow, within 36 hours. But he still had to go to school. I didn't ride the bus unless it was to a field trip because we lived in the ghetto. We lived up behind the school, and so we walked to school. And I mean, it was when my dad first bought this property, when my mom and dad first bought that property, we were the only people on that mountain. And then this other guy bought a bunch of the property below us, and just it turned to shit, to be honest. And so it was called the ghetto as we were growing up. And I would be like, I was the older sibling, and so I'd get this little crew of kids, and we'd be walking. I'd be like kicking dogs off of us and like fighting, and it was a tough. You hear people talk about like I didn't walk uphill both ways, but I sure as hell fought down the hill and up the hill both ways. It was a rough go. Anyways, there's a whole story to that.
And the closest thing I ever got to a snow day was in high school. It snowed somewhere up the hill, and they decided to let people go home early if they lived up the hill so they could beat most of the storm. But
so you got one snow day, our whole entire.
I got like a snow hour. I got out at like 2 instead of 3.
Yeah, and the hill, like going up to Arnold then. We only had the old school road, Murphy's Grade Road, so it was like.
Well, there's Murphy's Grade and the highway.
I know, but the highway didn't come into effect until.
No, the highway connected. It still went through Vallecito, Douglas Flat, and came out at the bottom of Angels.
Okay, his little toes, Cletus is so grumpy. He will not let anybody, like his mom, Pretty Girl that we had, rest in peace, Pretty Girl. Maybe he could go into the bedroom because he's on fire. I'll tell you guys just a little bit about him while Aaron is putting him in the bedroom because he gets rambunctious when we're filming. He'll be like walking around and see all this. It's just that time of year where the dogs are shedding, and I sweep 100 times a day. It's just the way it is with 4 dogs. But Cletus, hold on. Yeah, so Cletus is very grumpy in his older age. His mom still let us groom her and stuff when she was older, but Cletus will not. He wants to be left alone. He does not want you to groom him. He doesn't want you to touch his nails. He has a dread, like this long. So
he lets me groom him a couple minutes every now and again, so I'll cut out some clumps and some longer hair, and he'll never be fully groomed.
Portia! Sorry, you guys. We are constantly with these dogs. It's like having 4 toddlers that never, grow. Never grow up. Never learn. They just are constant. So that is our situation with the dogs. Okay. You sit here, Missy. Sit, you guys.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. So the kids have to go to school, and they're all sitting in the classroom, and Skinner is like, Principal Skinner, he's like, I'm so proud of you kids for making it to school, unlike some of the other students who decided to take the last day before Christmas break off. And so he's like, I'm going to show you guys.
Well, and one of the kids asked where all the teachers are. He's like, they called an emergency caucus, and then they pan out, and they're all in some ski lodge and winter sweaters and drinking wine.
Drinking cocktails.
And,
and dancing.
Having a party.
So he decides to show the kids a movie, and the movie is called...
The Christmas That Almost Wasn't, but Then Was.
Yeah, and it says it was filmed in 1938, I think.
And it's got Christmas hobgoblins and elves. And
yeah, it's a funny, like, black and white, like, these little creatures come in with these goblin things, and they're like, what? Even, oh my gosh, Bully. Nelson is like, what in the hell is this?
Oh, he's the first to say it all the time.
He's the first to say it. And so they show that movie, and then it stops working, and the kids are like,
it catches on fire. And
they're like, you need to get a DVD. And he's like, this is a DVD. And it pops out the DVD from the machine, and it's on fire. But let's see, next.
That brings them close to the end of the school day, and Skinner counts down like the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And the kids are all going to leave the school, and
Skinner sees first.
Well, Skinner pulled down the blinds for the movie, and so he opened the blinds and saw that they were snowed in, more. Like the snow was up
above the window.
And then the kids go out the front door, and they come yelling in that they're snowed in. And
well, it looks like Lisa opened the doors, and all the snow came rushing in. Like you would see happen in Tahoe or something like that. All the snow is like fallen into the school. And so Skinner comes running out to tell the kids you're snowed in, and they've already opened the doors. And Lisa's like, Principal Skinner, we're snowed in. So Principal Skinner very quickly switches into stuck in school mode.
Yeah, well, he's in his office trying to figure out what to do, and he comes upon his old Army footlocker, so he puts on his old Army sergeant uniform and goes and tries to whip the kids into shape. But
before that, though, he did try to just be a regular Principal Skinner, but none of the kids were listening. They were, like, kind of rebelling against it and stuff, and he's like, he just decided once he saw his Army stuff, he's like, back in Nam, I would have never let people get away with this. It's time to... and he puts on his uniform and goes in and whips the kids into shape. I think he even hangs one of them on a...
he hangs Nelson from a coat hook, and then Nelson's like...
You can't do this to all of us.
Tells the kids basically to take over because there's not enough coat hooks for everybody, and Skinner counts real quick and asks Sherry and Terry, the twins, if they could share a hook, and they said yes.
Yes, Principal Skinner.
Turns out there's enough hooks, and...
What the thing is, though, is that then all of a sudden you see them all asleep in flour sacks on the ground. So they weren't hung.
Nelson was hung in a flour sack.
I know, but they're not...
Because they behaved.
Oh, because they behaved.
Quote, unquote.
Gotcha.
And so while everybody's sleeping, including Skinner, Bart grabs a soup ladle, and he's trying to tunnel his way out, and then...
Principal Skinner wakes up.
Ralph Wiggum wakes him up.
Because he doesn't have his, like, fluffy thing that he sleeps with. So Principal Skinner gives him this scouring
pad. A Brillo pad.
A Brillo pad. And he's like, it's not as... I don't know what he says.
It's rough and scratchy.
It's rough and scratchy. But then Principal Skinner sees that Bart's trying to dig out, and he's like, he goes up there and reaches for him and pulls him down. And he instructs Bart to crash down the cave. In the meantime, though, because Lisa told Bart that she didn't think it was a good idea for him to, bust out because there might be an entire, platoon of rescuers on their way, but really it's two wolves out there saying they smell fresh human meat. So the wolves are digging.
And then Skinner finds Bart in the tunnel and drags him out, and he's like, that could have collapsed on you. And Bart's like, well, I was going to put buttresses in. And he's like, and Skinner's
I didn't get that part.
Buttresses are like in a cave, like the wooden supports.
Oh, okay.
So they hold the cave more, so it doesn't collapse.
Oh, okay.
And Skinner's like, sure, you were gonna shunna something or other, and then it's after that point that he gets, I think, a little more military, and then the kids can't take it, and they stand up to him because, or maybe he was already in the uniform. But as Skinner goes in to destroy Bart's tunnel.
Yeah.
And it collapses on him, and he comes like sliding halfway out, and his head's the only thing sticking out of the window, and he's covered in snow.
And he goes, "Get me out of here!" And Bart says, "Did you say put the pee bucket on your head?"
Yeah.
Because
you're twisting my words.
Yeah, because Skinner had given the kids a pee bucket that they needed to pee
and they
in.
put it by Bart's head.
They put it by Bart's head. So yeah, in the meantime, Homer cuts off this freaking massive portion of Flanders' roof and turns it on its side and attaches it to the front of Flanders' car.
Well, it's funny. So he's like, I don't know why you had to cut off my roof. And he's like, I told you, your roof, my car. And Flanders is like, well, it's my car.
My
and he's
car.
like, I was like,
and so they start hauling ass, through the snow.
They run over something, and Flanders is like, we just hit something. And Homer's like, I hope it was Flanders.
And Flanders is in the car.
And Homer's like, just kidding.
You're all right, Flanders. So they keep, going along, and they eventually run up on a fire hydrant, and the fire hydrant water, squirts everywhere and freezes over the car. And Homer decides that he wants to get high off of the
fumes, the exhaust.
The exhaust fumes.
I mean, that he wants to get high, I guess, but it's more like, let's just let the fumes take over, and he's kind of already accepted the fact that that's what he's going to do. He's going to get high and die.
I don't know if it's high and die. I remember him saying something like about him enjoying, the high or whatever, but he's dreaming, or not dreaming, but he's fumes induced thinking of this scenario where these kind of like belly dancers and stuff are dancing around him and getting ready to feed him ranch dressing through a hose, and he's like, enough with your sexual dancing, something, I can't remember. But anyways, Flanders in the dream thing is a camel up on his neck, and he's like, Homer, and finally Homer wakes up, and the gerbil, I guess, or hamster,
well,
that Principal Skinner had sent with a note,
because they had, when the kids took over, they ended up putting Principal Skinner in the bag that carries all the dodgeballs.
Yeah.
And they cinched it around, so he's just in a sack, and the only thing sticking out is his head. And somehow he's able to get the class hamster to scurry out. Well, he gets it out the top window, and it goes rolling across the snow in the hamster ball, and then all of a sudden it sinks. So you kind of think that the hamster's toast as well.
But it goes flying through Homer and
Flanders' window. What song were they listening to?
They were listening to Make Love to You.
Feel Like Making Love.
Feel like making love.
And they're singing along, and Flanders is like, you wrote that? And he's like,
Homer convinces Flanders that he wrote that song.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, it's me today that has a double brow. Usually Aaron's got these devil brows. And it takes everything I have for him to let me trim them. But, so the hamster thing gets in there, and
so they get oxygen.
And they wake up.
And then all of a sudden, like, the hydrant ice breaks, and they're able to drive back towards the school.
Well, Homer punches it. Brr! And I don't know if you guys have ever punched it in snow and ice, but it's pretty fun. Don't do it.
Well,
but unless you have experience.
He sees, he's like, oh, this car has cruise control.
Oh, yeah,
and so he says, take me to the school, and just leans back, puts his hands behind his head.
Like, that's not how it works.
And they end up crashing through the fence at a cracker factory.
That has a big tunnel of...
silo.
Not tunnel, but a what?
Silo.
Silo of salt.
And they end up running into that, and that thing goes sledding down the hill and ends up crashing
into the school.
Right in front of the school, and so all the salt...
We're talking tons of salt. Melts all the snow.
And then Homer and Ned finally pull up, and the car instantly rusts. The doors fall off, and they're able to get to their kids and everything.
the one guy that pulls up on a motorcycle and says Flanders, there better be a good explanation. But the most hilarious part I think happens before that.
Super Nintendo Chalmers, yeah.
Yeah, but the hamster rolls up to Skinner.
In the dodgeball bag.
Okay, hold on just a second. Check yourself before you wreck.
So anyway, Super Nintendo Chalmers, Superintendent Chalmers pulls up on a snowmobile, and goes ask Skinner. He's like, I hope there's a good explanation for this.
But before that, though, the hamster rolls up to Principal Skinner, and Principal Skinner is like, "Okay, good job. Now I just need you to chew through my balls."
Because he's in the dodgeball.
He's in the dodgeball, like potato sack. Good job. I just need you to chew through my balls. And the
hamster's in the ball, and he looks at him like, what?
He gets scared, and he climbs back in his little
and rolls
ball
away.
And rolls away.
But yeah,
my God.
So Chalmers is asking Skinner, I'm sure there's a good reason. And Bart comes up, there is, sir. He's like, okay, that's good enough for me.
That's good enough for me.
Gets back on his snowmobile and takes off.
We forgot to mention that at some point in the episode, the kids mentioned that Principal Skinner is 45 years old.
Oh, because when they have him initially, when they first get him and put him in the ball sack, they grab his key card. And Milhouse grabs it and it's like, oh, now we can look at all our permanent records. And so they go into the secret room. It's got all their permanent files. And Bart goes to his and it says, underachiever, proud of it. And he's like, how old is this? Because that was one of his... Hey, doggies, stop.
Oh, doggies.
Go lay down.
So, all in all...
But what underachiever and proud of it was one of the first Simpsons t-shirts ever to come out. In 1989-90.
Yeah.
And so that was a reference to that. And
I keep saying all in all, sorry. It's a fantastic episode though. It's pretty darn funny.
But through going through the records, they find Skinner's, and Nelson's like, wow, he makes $25,000 a year.
They're terrible. These dogs, they're a handful. If you have dogs, you know what we mean. We love them to death, but they are a handful. Yeah. So it was hilarious. It was a hilarious episode. We say that about every episode.
And so they load Flanders and Homer load the kids into the car, and they're all kind of feeling the effects of the exhaust, and the floorboards are all rusted through because of all the salt. And Homer kind of goes back into his dream while driving, and Bart turns into like a belly dancer kind of girl. Lisa turns into a camel. Homer starts trying to almost make out with Bart because he thinks he's one of the belly dancing girls.
That's right, I forgot about that part.
And Lisa starts making kind of like donkey sounds, and she says like, "Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas" from The Simpsons. And
yeah, it was funny. Anyways, happy holidays, you guys.
The whole episode really comes together when Skinner asks Nipples to chew through his balls.
That part is just the best.
It is a line.
Now just chew through my ball sack.
It is a line that I have remembered ever since I saw that episode the first time.
Yeah. We're huge Simpsons fans. We've been watching it from the beginning. We were born way back in 1977. So it's just funny. We love it. Take it with a grain of salt.
A matte graining of salt. And, we're celebrating our anniversary right now. Yesterday was our 10-year dating anniversary. Tomorrow is our 1-year wedding anniversary. So, happy holidays, you guys. Happy anniversary to us. Mwah. We're anniversary-lated.
And we will see you guys, we'll see you guys Saturday. And,
we will be here Saturday. We will be posting a long vlog.
Just kind of shenanigans. We got our, if you watched any of our previous videos from a couple of weeks ago, we got our light in the kitchen. Finally, that old, 1980s fluorescent light taken down, and we are putting up our new beautiful, it was, mind you, in the 80s, because this is the home I grew up in. My dad built this when I was 6 or 7.
Well, it was fluorescent lights, but it had
Mom and Dad were separated.
It had a case around it, like a fixture, so you didn't just see fluorescent lights. It looked like it was a nice. It was nice
in its prime. It was nice, but we are transitioning that. We have a key lime paint on the ceiling, and we're transitioning all of that. So you guys will see that in Saturday's vlog, among other things. We do, again, apologize for the gap in uploading, but you know, life, sometimes you just need to take a break and breathe and process, and that's what I've been doing, and Aaron is very patient and kind in me doing that. I am the first of us two to lose a parent, and it's just not, my mom's birthday is the day after Christmas, so we just had our first Thanksgiving without Mom, getting ready to have our first Christmas, and then her birthday is the day after Christmas. So it's just been a wild. Anybody who's experienced grief understands what I mean. Like, you're just kind of like, it's a roller coaster ride, and you never know what's gonna kind of like trigger you, or there can be a smell, or there could be a picture you accidentally come across, or a show. Gosh, the last time this happened to me, it was a movie that I purposely watched, but it was like, it really kind of just threw me for a loop. So this first year, we lost her March 18th, has been, so it's obviously not even been a year, but it's just been, and I'm 48 years old, so I feel like I'm too young to have lost her, but I know people have lost their parents at a much earlier age, and I just, it's a wild ride. So I send my love out to those of you who are dealing with grief during this time, because, it's not required of you to be doing well by any means. And
as they say, it's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay, and anyways, so we will see you guys Saturday. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we hope you have a fantastic few days until we see you on Saturday.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And as Aaron kind of put out in the universe, take it good.
Take it good.
Take it good. Take it real good, guys.
Take it pretty good.